साक्षात् श्री महालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुंडलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव सा साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्री कल्की साक्षात् श्री सहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्ष प्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।
Jai Shri Mataji, hello Ariane.
Mataji, hello Rita, and hello Edward. We're having as a guest speaker tonight. Welcome. So good evening, good afternoon, good morning, guten Nachmittag. We've got a guest from Austria today. Yes, from near Vienna. So Edward. And then we are going to talk, he's going to talk about becoming our own guru. So that is a very, very fascinating subject, isn't it, Rita?
Absolutely. Yes. As you say, guru is an Indian word. So when we're talking in English, we say master, right? To be our own master.
Yeah.
And our disciple also in a way, don't we? So absolutely. I'm so looking forward to hearing from Edward all about it. It's just such a interesting topic. Yesterday, coincidentally on Sunday, one of the sessions I was attending was they were talking the same guru principle, and he was talking about with addiction and to try and control that, and then he was saying coffee and sugar, and I went, okay, we know where to go now. So yes, it's a very different perspective, with the guru principle between Western and Eastern culture also, I think, and then to bring that within ourselves to be our own master, our own guru is a completely new idea, I suppose.
Yeah, we call it also the guide or the coach in sort of in the West.
Yes.
But our own inner coach, like it's how much I'm going to learn at what pace, and what is going to be relevant to my growth, isn't it? What about Edward? How would you like us to maybe could you start with telling us a little bit about how you found out about Sahaja Yoga, because I believe you're from Canada originally, from Vancouver, is that right?
Yeah. Actually 40 years ago plus 6 days, I just had my birthday last week. I discovered Sahaja Yoga. I was basically in the wilderness, searching and seeking. And at that time, I think there was about 15 Sahaja Yogis in North America. And a friend of mine just happened upon a small program somewhere in a little library, and he didn't know who to tell about because he had such a strong experience. So he came to me and told me, and I ended up going there to the first ashram and experiencing this. And then I started doing it every day. And within a few days, I really got healed of many problems I had, really bad lifestyle. And I had a lot of childhood trauma and things like this. So all these things started working, clearing. And I was like, really, I just like woke up and I was like, where am I? What am I doing here?
Wow.
What amazing.
Amazing, yes. one of those miracle stories. And it's amazing. I mean, those experiences are, as you say, are, when you one reflect back on, but also as on the path of life, little jewels, aren't they? That
Yeah.
you collect. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the journey is still going on 40 years later. And I've been in Austria for 26 years because I married an Austrian. And it's quite amazing because my wife is also a Sahaja Yogini since 38 years. And we're just always talking about new discoveries about the vibrations and what this means and how something cleared and we feel much better. And somebody else is going through that also, but it worked out. And so we're like spiritual detectives. We're like the whole time discussing.
A great team.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And
So,
apparently your wife
I'm
is
married to the right person.
yeah.
And my wife makes all these beautiful statues.
Yes.
Amazing. They are amazing.
So we live in sort of a fairy tale place here. All these creations are coming up and finding new homes, going out around the world. And yeah, it's sort of magical.
The mystery solver, I suppose, in one way, because there's quite a few programs where online, which I have seen with pujas, and you see the beautiful Ganesha statues, and they're all in different poses, different expressions, and I remember just being at Pratishthan a few weeks ago, and they had that, or the Pratishthan ones when they do the morning sessions, and the thought had just gone. I think for the first time I was curious as to who made them, and there you go. It's just amazing to find out they are made in Austria without even trying. They're beautiful.
Yeah, my wife, she was also many times in India, and she really had a strong connection to this Ganesha deity. And yeah, she's so I've had the benefit of that. Also, she's a very sensitive yogini, so she feels these divine vibrations very clearly. So if I'm in doubt, if one direction is right or wrong to make a decision, she can always feel exactly which choice to make. So in a way, I lucked out. I'm in a good position here, surrounded by Ganesha and yeah, lots of good guidance. So I have in addition to my own, mastery, which is slowly still developing. Yeah, I've got a lot of help, I could say.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
So, Edward, what is one quality that you like about the guru? Is there something that over the years, because 40 years, what is one quality that you have seen developing in yourself and that you would encourage other people to develop?
I think I was sort of I don't know, I have a very comfortable ego, so I have a big comfort zone, you could say. So this is a danger with all human beings. I think the world is going through this shaking right now because people really have to get to the spirit, because that's the essence, and they have to leave off all the superficiality. And in my experience, that doesn't happen unless you have some pull in the other direction, like either a deep spiritual experience or some kind of trauma or fear or something, which pulls down the ego and makes you wake up and say, okay, now I'm fed up. I'm just going to, get to the essence now. And that's happened quite recently, actually, with me the last few years, because I had to, as you know, when people have childhood trauma, it comes up later in life. You can have a really, very, really comfortable youth and, carry on with your life. And then if you're missing something, then it comes up later and then you have to face it. So in a way, I've had this push, the opposite of the ego, which is the conditionings that come up and give you some motivation. So one of the things that happened through that is I discovered there's something in us, what you could call enlightened willpower or pure willpower. And in meditation, I tried to feel where it was coming from, because when you think willpower, you think of this right side sort of manly sort of thing. But I could feel it wasn't coming from the right side. I could feel it was coming out of, in a way, from the heart, from pure desire. The pure desire from the heart is actually the Kundalini is to get to the spirit. And then but it's also a sort of a centered thing. And then after many years of having this experience again and again, I suddenly heard old talks of Shri Mataji that I guess maybe never heard of before, never heard properly. And in one of them, Shri Mataji said that this deity of the center, the Shri Mahalakshmi, she gives this pure willpower. And just like 2 weeks ago, I heard her in another talk say it's from the quality of the heart from the Shiva Tattva. So it's true what I felt, that it's from the pure desire, which starts here, but then it shoots up here in the middle. And the effect of it, basically, for me, I mean, I went through some years of fear because I had an illness, and it wasn't going away, and it wasn't going away, and I was just basically living in a lot of fear. And one day I remember I was here in the kitchen one morning, and I just said, I think it's a very useful state, the state of being fed up, where you just say, now it's enough, And I just said, I know exactly what I want. I know exactly, and it's to get to the spirit, which means to come up here, to feel it in your heart, and to stay up here, and to just be able to observe everything, observe your mind and all the game that's going on. And I said, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to do. And so, yeah, and then you sort of forget because you get comfortable again and you drift off. But I've had that experience again and again, and it's becoming more clear, easier to reach, because I find also that if you practice something, if you practice the piano, you get better at it. And if you use your attention, which is your tool, your spiritual tool, starts with desire, the pure desire, and then the tool is the attention. You can basically, I mean, I was so damaged, 40 years ago, I had no attention basically. So I had to just sort of mechanically make my way through, even though it did have a strong effect on me. But so it's taken me really 40 years to develop this tool of the attention. And in fact, I had so much childhood trauma in me, I couldn't, until about 6 years ago, I couldn't even go inside the body, which is actually the instrument of the yoga.
Wow.
Because I just would somehow, try to get into the thoughtless awareness. And then at some point, it just cleared, this tension in me cleared. And I was able to, look into this instrument. It was like a huge landscape, completely silent and beautiful. And then I started exploring inside and going, wow, this is amazing, And I could just put my attention on a pressure place somewhere, a complication, and it would just dissolve immediately. And then I realized, oh my God, what have I been doing with my attention? And so, yeah, I'll maybe do that then in the meditation that we're going to have, where we basically just say, okay, now I'm going to go up here, because this is where you're actually in this all-pervading power, and you can look inside and you can get into the main thing is a thoughtless awareness. You're up here when you just get silent in your mind. And from there, you can, I find it's necessary really to feel your heart at the same time, because some people go up here, but then they sort of slip to one side, But if you can feel really the gratitude in your heart, and and the love and, everything that comes with gratitude, and it's like, wow, all the forgiveness is there, and all the love and the satisfaction and everything. If you feel those two places at the same time, you can actually put your attention in two places at the same time if you practice it. And then and then my favorite experience after that, because I'm quite an active person, sort of my nerves are always going. If I'm in meditation like that, and then forcing the attention here, and then I sort of drift into sleep just for 1 second, it's like you feel all the nerves just go into a sort of a state of bliss, and everything goes sort of opens for that 1 second. Then you miss it because you fell asleep. But for me, it's nice because you're there, and and then you just relax completely in that moment of falling asleep. And then, so the more often I can get there, then I think, before I used to, and this all has to do, of course, with the guru, you could say the mastery principle, which is in the abdomen area, which is our whole existence. This area is our whole existence. So all our life, all our physical life is there. And so I have the feeling that, yeah, this willpower comes also, when this area is developed here, it stabilizes it so you can get to it more often. Because this is where the attention comes from, also from the right side here. So in a way, it's sort of complex, but once you get practicing it, and you get used to using it, and mostly I forget to go inside, but when I stop, I can be anywhere. I stop and go inside, and then, wow, and then I feel it again. It's so big in there. So, and the nice thing about this also is if you're in public, even when you're driving, you can look at the tops of people's heads, and immediately you go thoughtlessly aware. And I'm sure many people get the Kundalini awakening in that moment. You can just look for 2 seconds, say this person, and you're thoughtless. And then you look at that one instead of looking in the face, because if you look in the face, you're thinking what kind of person this is and your thoughts are running. But my wife and I do that every time we go out now. We just say top of the head, top of the head, top of the head, like that. So it's inside you, but once you get into this area, you're connected to everyone, basically.
And that is using the power of your attention and this ability of giving everyone, that connection. And so by that process of having your attention on top of people's sahasrara, and, you've built up that ability with your attention, that strength of connection. So you're triggering that, the process of, if not at least the desire within them to seek and to get their realization. So that is beautiful. That's a beautiful way of using your attention more than anything else. Absolutely, yes.
Even if they're not sure what it is. I mean, it's good then to be able to explain to them. That's another aspect of the guru principle is when you can help a person develop that more to understand what it is and get more into the meditation. But I find like if I'm in a queue in a shopping center or something, as soon as I put my attention up here, people immediately look at me because they suddenly feel something. They don't know what they're feeling, but hopefully they'll find Sahaja Yoga and get the explanation.
Oh, I don't know about you, Aryan, but I am looking forward to the meditation and experiencing that. So we might.
Without further ado, we might let you get
ready
started, Edward, to take us to this wonderful place of the
with the meditation. Absolutely. So without further ado, we will give the floor to Edward to lead us through with the meditation and raising our Kundalini, doing a bandhan and the whole process. Thank you so much. We'll see you again in a little while after meditation.
So for those of you who are familiar with the raising of the Kundalini, we use the left hand is the desire and the right hand is the action. So we start right at the bottom and we go up, 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 up. And if possible, just put your attention up and tie 1 knot. And we do it a second time. Tie 2 knots. And the third time. Above our head and tie 3 knots. And then we give the bandhan like the rainbow over from the left side to the right side and back. Right over the head and all the way down the right side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have the hands open on the lap, facing upwards, palms upwards. And you can just run the right hand up the middle of the body, over the top of the head. And you might already be feeling this cool breeze, which is the subtlest vibrations, this all-pervading power. You can try also with the left hand up the middle of the body and above the head. So just to simplify what I said before, I came up with a, because there's a lot of terms and Sanskrit words and things describing all the mechanism. But I find it's easiest if I just say, because what I do is I go to the top over the head, and then I put attention to my back. So at the same time, try to keep attention on the heart. With practice, you can do multiple things with your attention at the same time. But so I basically say top, back, and middle, because my attention goes up to the top of the head, and then my back, and then automatically it goes to the middle, which is where the Kundalini is in the center of the spine. And then you find yourself back up at the top. And the practical thing I find about that is somehow I find with the front of the body, it's all full of organs. And here we have the engagement with other people and everything that goes on. But somehow the back is very simple and smooth and clear. And the Kundalini, it's just the Kundalini back there in the spine that rises up. And I find that the attention goes automatically. It becomes peaceful and relaxed. It's not engaged in the world if you put your attention at the back. So it's, top, back, middle. So you go above the head, then you look to your back, and then center, the very center of the spine, and then you're back up at the top of the head. And if possible, you can keep your attention on sort of, nice tickling feelings in your heart, which is the heart is where the spirit is reflected, the all-pervading spirit. So we do top, back, middle, back up again. And we're above the head and the back, middle, and we're again above the head. And feeling the heart. You could even put your hand on the heart, the right hand on the heart, a little bit, just to help to focus the energy there also. I mean, the attention. Top, back, middle. And if you put your attention, your hand on your heart, you can just say, I am completely satisfied in my spirit, in my true self. I am completely satisfied in my spirit, in my true self. And the ultimate aim, meditation is nothing more than, it is much more, but the basic aspect of meditation is thoughtless awareness. So once you go above the head, you can actually look down. And even if you have thoughts, you don't have to fight them. One mistake that we all make is, we may believe in God, we may believe in the all-pervading power, we believe in all the beautiful things that Shri Mataji has done for us, but we do have difficulty believing in ourselves. And it can be very subtle. It can be very gross, like guilt, or it can just be not really feeling good about yourself or liking yourself. So if you can go above, and then you can look down, you just accept any thoughts, and basically you accept everything. So even if you're sick or something, you could just accept it and say, interesting. It's part of this, whatever the drama is going on. I felt it really clearly this morning because I had some issue. It was going on, and just at some point, I don't know, I got the intuition. I just said, I just accept it all. And wow, so relaxing. So we go top, back, middle. Actually, the Kundalini is very fine, very microscopic. It goes up the center of the spine, but it's extremely dynamic. So you go, attention is top on your back, in the middle is like, and you're back up again. And try to feel the heart in that silence. And don't forget that practice makes perfect. I've been doing this now like this. I mean, I discovered this willpower to do this and stay, and I forget all the time, but it's becoming more often. In the beginning, it was like once every couple of months, and now it's like literally a few times a week. I just remembered, hey, what are you doing? And I just go up and I use the willpower and then you're there. When you're washing dishes or something, you see your hands moving, you're completely thoughtless and you're like blissed out. It's you can do it anytime once you practice it and then you get used to it and then you just have to remember, basically. You just remember and you can do it anytime. So I think we're going to have a little talk of Shri Mataji. Shri Mataji in this talk, at the end, she refers to a guru. A true guru is like a mother. And we think of a guru as somebody strict, maybe, a spiritual master. But actually you just are filled with all the qualities of this divine power. So all the wonderful qualities you can think of, that is in a spiritual teacher, in a guru. And you become that for yourself, because you have to first love yourself before you can share that with others. And once it is awakened, it's literally awakened in you. It's not that's something you have to build or something. It's there already inside you. And you just have to tap into it, and then you get used to identifying with that and not with your mind. And then you just become that, and then you just share it all the time. So yeah, I guess we hear the talk now.
what is needed to be done for this world. Another we were frightened. We ran away to our houses. Now we have come to tell you they are witches. The small little Japanese children, they are witches, they are witches. Be afraid of them. And they had decorated themselves so much they were dressed up. They have tried to make such a beautiful show of themselves. But for the children, they were witches. And they ran away. And when we came, they came running and telling us, don't be with them, they are witches. So the judgment of the innocent people is the best judgment. If they are innocent, they are extremely well equipped to judge a person who has love and who does not have. And they are the best people because they will appreciate you the best. They will understand that these are people of some high quality. But if they are not innocent, cunning, some people are extremely cunning. That's the intelligence part of it. They can never appreciate you. They'll appreciate something which is something very, very abnormal, which from divine part, divine angle is very, very obtuse and funny. But they will never appreciate you. Never, cannot. Up to a point they may, but may not. Doesn't matter. You have to appreciate yourself. You have to know that you are not unkind to anyone, you are not judging others, and that you are appreciating everything in that person, whatever is good in him as a human being. It works. You have seen this all has worked through my love and compassion. But I am not conscious that I am giving you love or compassion or anything. I am not conscious even that I am giving you anything. I am not even conscious as to I have created such a lot of beautiful people. I am not conscious of that. It's just happening. Just like this tree is here, see, it is not conscious as to what it is and what it looks like. It just is there. In the same way, if it happens to you, I tell you, you become really the source of such a joy for everyone. Now, what do we have to do for this world? What is needed to be done for this world? People talk of peace, this, that. There's no need to do anything. It's just you become a personality of that kind. You emit peace, you emit love, you emit joy to others. Now, this power is within you because it is built in, is within you. It is in a potential form in every person. Only thing, it has to be brought out. Now, with affection, you may not, but with love and feeling, that is innate within you. Because there are no words for such subtle things that are within yourself. Because so far people don't know what are these things that make you feel oneness with others. All this can happen to you very easily when you understand that you are not this mind, you are not this body, you are not this attention, you are the spirit. Then you introspect, am I the spirit? All right, if I am the spirit, what am I doing? Once you become the spirit, then you feel, why not others? Out of love and compassion, not for becoming some leaders or anything, just out of love. If I am that, why not make others like that? And that is how Sahaja Yoga has spread so much. And we have such gems of people, such beautiful people, that I really never expected so much to happen in my lifetime. It has never happened with any saint, any incarnation, any prophet. So now you people have become absolutely khalis, means absolutely you have vacated yourself fully. the story of Radha and Krishna is very beautiful, where Radha said that, why do you take this मुरली को अंग्रेजी शब्द नहीं आ रहा, flute to your throat. Why do you take this? Because Murli is such a sweet thing, flute is not so sweet. But why do you take this flute to your lips? After all, she must have been jealous, I think so. So it's a story, just a story. So he said, why not go and ask the flute? So flute, she went and asked, why Shri Krishna takes you to his lips all the time? So she said, I have become completely hollow. There's nothing in me. He puts me to his lips, and people say that I am playing the tune. It's he who is playing the tune. Where am I? I am not there. I am just enjoying the same tune which is passing through me. That is the expression. But then Radha told Shri Krishna, why don't you make the same way as the flute? So this is what you have to be, the flute. Means you have to be hollow within yourself. All these little things, which come into your life are not important. What is important is, have you become completely hollow? This is where I would say introspection will help. The one who makes the flute is also within you. So let there be a flute made out of you by yourself. This is the way you make yourself what you have to become. In Gita, Shri Krishna has said, Atmaneva Atmane Shrushta. Means the spirit gets satisfied by itself. Isn't it very difficult thing to understand? How can the spirit be satisfied by itself? But now you can understand what Shri Krishna said, that your own spirit becomes satisfied with itself. Then it doesn't require any other satisfaction. You seek the comfort of your spirit, you seek the joy of your spirit, you seek the beauty of your spirit. You don't even seek, but it is in itself is filled with that joy of the spirit. And it only can be satisfied by itself. There are many people who say, I am not satisfied. You see, this I am not very much satisfied. It's not that I am satisfied. In the same way, the spirit can say, I am not satisfied. But the spirit can be satisfied with spirit only. It's like the reflection in the mirror. When you look at the mirror, you see there your own reflection. Now, if the mirror is not all right, I will say I am not satisfied with what reflection we are getting out of this mirror. So you will change the mirror, you will bring the better mirror, you will try to get a better picture of yourself. In the same way, the spirit which is reflected within you wants to see its own image. And then what you do is you go on somehow or other changing, cleaning, making it all right through your meditation, so that your spirit is satisfied with the spirit. Sri Krishna wrote Gita in such an ambiguous manner because he was very clever. He knew human beings cannot take things straight, so tell them this way, so that they'll run around and then ultimately they will come to truth. But truth is very simple. Truth is extremely simple. You don't have to go here and there, and you don't have to stand on your legs or feet all the time. You don't have to fight with anything. You don't have to take to some sort of an tapasya, abstinence, nothing. Only just you become like a flute. You become hollow. It's not difficult. It's not difficult at all for Sahajogis, because already the Kundalini has made you hollow. It's not difficult. But still, I find people deviate, their attention goes here and there. So many people have told me how their problems will solve without doing anything about it. I said, what did you do? No, mother, we just put it at your lotus feet. I said, really? Yes, that's all. Or we were just looking at the problem, what the problem is. We were standing outside and looking at the problem, and the problem got solved. Even the most difficult problems that you think can be solved very easily. Because you have powers. Your powers are great. You are saints, but more than saints. Much more than saints, because you are born at such a volatile times. Like supposing you have a light, in darkness you are finding something, you bump into that and bump into that. But supposing this is a place full of gas. You bring one light, the whole thing becomes enlightened. Like that you have powers. But you must get out of this nonsense of me, my and mine. I don't know how to say you get out. It's not like a swimming pool that you jump into it and get out. It's not like that. It is another kind of a very subtle understanding that our roots have to grow. And for growing our roots, we have to go within ourselves and find out within ourselves what is the area we are occupying, in what areas in our lifestyle we are taking these roots inside. Also, Sri Krishna has said that the tree of life has the roots in the brain and grows downward. It's very interesting to understand that the roots are growing in the brain. That means your own intellect is just covered with compassion. It's just being absolutely one with compassion. I had told you a story about a saint who was to take to the water for the deity in Gujarat, and he walked 1 month to go there with a pitcher of water. And there because it was a very high mountain on which this deity was, and he reached at the foothill. There he found a little donkey dying of thirst. So he poured all the water for that donkey. So those who were with him, they asked, what are you doing? You brought it all the way, and why are you putting it for this donkey? He said, you don't know, the God has come all the way down just to meet me here. He doesn't want me to climb up. This kind of a absolutely simple understanding of another's feelings and another's problems, you can solve them. You can sort them out. And the person will tell you that you sorted out my problem, but you will not know how you have solved. Because this love is the power. This love can see things. It is everything. It's like you see a television, all right, it's a television. If you see a telephone, it's a telephone. If you see anything you do with the power, is embodied inside this love. You need not have a telephone. I never telephone to anyone. Mostly I never telephone. I mean, if somebody forces me, then it's all right. I never telephone. But not to save the bill. But I do not telephone because there's no need. The whole subtle of the ether is at your feet. Just you want to do something, you can just do it just with the vibrations. Now many people say, Mother, cure this person, cure that person. There's no need. You all can cure. You are so many. You can cure anyone you want to. But you bring that person to me is not needed. Just you can cure anybody you feel. You can solve all their problems yourself. A one little bandhan can solve it. But for that, you should be the source of love. Once you give a bandhan, this powerful love takes over. All right, I'll do the job. But for that, you have to be the master of this beautiful thing. Now, one thing is very different from other masteries. In other masteries, you see people try to dominate or to try to use it for destroying others. But the mastery of love is that you know how to build a rapport with the divine love. And this divine love is not only powerful, but it is such a efficient, I should say, such an alert instrument which works out everything in such a manner that you are amazed how things have worked out. And everybody has noticed it. I know you all know it, not that you don't know, but you don't use. You have to be on the vibratory awareness and use that. Even giving yourself as a bandhan itself clarifies you. Imagine in your hand there is this great power of giving you this balance, this love, this affection, and all the protection, while you can give it to others also. You have become now the part and parcel of the divine power. You are now in the kingdom of God. Whatever you want to do can be done by this divine power. With all this telling you, I still feel sometimes you are not confident. You get upset. You feel that how can this be? You have no trust in yourself, you have no faith in yourself. And also there are some people who feel they are neglected or something should have happened to them. Once a lady started crying. So I said, why is she crying? She said, because mother didn't smile at me. I didn't smile at her. But I never smile at anyone. I don't know why she thinks like that. So I asked her, why do you want me to smile at you? What's wrong with you? You are all right. Why should I smile at you? So, you see, also this kind of a feeling that comes up sometimes, that in Sahaja Yoga, mother should all the time be only attached to you. She cannot get attached. It's a helpless condition I have. There are so many, you don't know, defects I have, which you have no idea. I don't know how to count money. If I give me 100 rupees, I'll count it 200 rupees. See, I don't know many things. I don't know banking. I don't know many things. And one of them is I don't know how to put attention to this person or to that person, like politicians would do. You see, you must look after this man because he's very important. Nothing. To me, you are just part and parcel of me, finished. Nothing more than that. So, you see, everybody should know that you are very close to my heart. You are very much there. I am very proud of you. And something, really, it's a miracle that has happened that you people have taken to Sahaja. So, on that point also, that how much mother cares for me, what she does. Now, supposing I tell somebody, all right, you don't sit here, sit there, they feel bad. Anything you do, they feel bad. This kind of a person has no sense of love. He doesn't understand mother's love. So, at the end of the whole thing, I must tell you that when you are a guru, you are also a mother. You have to express yourself like a mother. She's kind, she's gentle, she forgives, she also corrects whenever necessary, but in her own sweet way she corrects. So the correction takes place. It's not that a rebellion starts. So all that wisdom of a mother is within you, is already there, so please try to use. I'm sure it will all work out. And as it is, we are a very beautiful group of people who are something out of the blue, who are so much in peace and in joy together. May God bless you all.
So we'll just meditate for a few more minutes with music.
शरीरं सुरूपं सदा रोगमुक्तं यशश्चारुचितरं धनं मेरुतुल्यम् मानाश्चेन लगनं गुरोराग्रिपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी कलत्रं धनं पुत्रपौत्रादि सर्वं गृहं बान्धवसार्वमेताधिजतम् मनाश्चेन लगनं गुरोराग्रिपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी शतङ्गादिवेदो मुखे शस्त्रविद्या कविद्वादिगद्यं सुपाठ्यं करोति मनाश्चेन लगनं गुरोराग्रिपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री माताजी विदेशेषु मन्या स्वदेशेषु धन्या सदाचारवृत्तेषु मातो न चन्या मनाश्चेन लगनं गुरोराग्रिपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं श्री माताजी श्री माताजी श्री क्षममण्डले भूपभूपालवृन्दै सदा सेवितम्यासपधरविन्दम् मानाश्चेन लग्नं गुरुराग्रिपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किम् Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji. न बीगे न योगे न वावाजि मेधे न कण्ठा सुखनैव वीते शुचितम् मनाश्चेन लग्नं गुरुराग्रिपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किम् Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji. Guru Ashtakam Yapate Punya Dehi यतिर्भूपतिर्ब्रह्मचारी छगेहि लवेर्वञ्चितर्तं पदं ब्रह्मसंज्ञम् गुरोरुक्तवाक्ये मानो यस्य लग्नम् मनाश्चेन लग्नं गुरुराग्रिपद्मे तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किम् तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किम् तथा किं तथा किं तथा किं तथा किम् Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji, Shri Mataji. Shri Mataji.
That was truly beautiful. I had tears in my eyes. The words from Shri Mataji and this beautiful Guru Ashtakam from Nikki Wells, sung by Nikki Wells. So beautiful, wrapped. This, you know, the love, the mastery really of love, isn't it?
Absolutely. And you could just feel that pulsation on the Sahasra, which was just amazing. Thank you so much, Edward.
Should we raise our Kundalini again?
Yes, please.
Take it back up again. Tie it up permanently.
So, and Edward, I believe you have a song for us for after the program that was written by Shri Mataji. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Bunati Suniye, Shri Mataji wrote the text and the music, I believe, and it's sung by, in this case, it's sung by a famous rock star who's a Sahaja yogi in Finland.
Oh, okay.
He plays
Rock
the bass.
star.
He plays the bass for the Rasmus, and they're in they're representing Finland right now in the Euro song contest.
Really?
Eurovision. Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh,
Wow.
He's the bass player, Aero. He's a Sahaja yogi. I've been to his concerts, and afterwards he comes out and all the fans come around, and he's a very peaceful person. He says, just wait a minute. We're going to try to meditate now. And he shows them, you feel this? And all the fans are like trying.
wow.
Wow.
So yeah,
You know,
he made it very beautifully.
I actually, Vinati Suniye is one of my most favorite songs, and I did not know that Shri Mataji had written it.
Yeah.
Always brings, absolutely opens your heart and brings tears, but it's just such a, yeah, I just absolutely triggers that desire to know and be and, you know, feel that spirit within. And there you go. Now we know why.
Yeah. It's special.
And I also wanted to mention about the lovely program we had last Friday with Heather about the opening the heart. And we have a program on Friday with Tyrone about truth and what is it? The truth. Hold on a second. And mental projection. So that's a little bit what Shri Mataji was touching on, isn't it? That if we let the mind takes over, we are going to have these issues. So it's kind of a going in the same kind of a line, isn't it, Rita?
Yeah.
So from one into the other, yes. And it kind of gives you that whole idea. It's each, you know, it's the same thing. Each chakra, no chakra is a secluded part in itself, is it? It's the whole. So you need to work and flow from one to the other. And as you were saying, Edward, as you work some stuff out, there's some other stuff that comes in that you kind of work on, and you do that, and then the next layer comes in. So it's all connected. And a lot of the times, you know, you don't realize that that swinging between the chakras, or that, you know, a problem, as you were saying, can have multiple layers of that we need to look at and treat and look within and resolve, rather than just that one single, you know, overarching thing, reason. So yes, absolutely. And I think the mental projections, truth and mental projections, yes, you're right. That's Nick on Friday's program. And very much of what you were saying, to just let go, I suppose, and be our own spirit. So to kind of overcome those mental projections, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or to dissolve them.
Go above and look at them.
look from above. I like it. I like that. This idea of looking from above.
Absolutely.
It's very practical.
Yes, I actually, before we forget, if anyone has any questions, please post. Edward is happy to answer them. Please post your questions either, or turn on your videos, and please join in the conversation of asking questions and having a discussion, or post it on the chat. We wait another 5 minutes, otherwise we might sit in meditation and listen to the beautiful Vinati Suniye. So
on the rock star.
On the rock, absolutely.
But thank you so much, Edward, for joining us all the way from Austria. You know, it's really touching.
Light speed. Everything's light speed now. We just connect.
So which chakra are you? Because here we represent the first chakra. So is it the left nabi? Is that right, Austria?
Yeah. It's sort of a mixture, because it's left nabi. I mean, it is left nabi, but it's the balance in the whole. It creates the balance. It's also, of course, the motherly, the housewife aspect. but at the same time, it's like the battlefield. It's where the weapons are. I think the weapons actually of the divine is basically love. So I don't know, but it's sort of a battlefield. You know, there was Hitler was here and many other things, and there's all this negativities and old conditionings. But there's, I think, the maximum per capita number of Sahaja yogis in the world here, because it's a small country and there's lots of yogis.
Oh,
So
really?
the percentage is very high.
Wow.
Yes, I have a little beautiful memory from Austria that I went because I know Anne Brenner, because we were sharing the same house together.
Oh, yeah.
And so I went for her wedding. So I took the train to Vienna, and that's when they had the first ashram in Austria. So we went there and we scraping the walls and we singing and people they didn't recognize me when I went back to Switzerland because I was so full of joy. And they said, "What happened to you?" "Oh, I just spent 4 days scraping walls with the Austrian."
Yeah.
It's just what happened.
Very strong collective experiences, yeah.
And very joyful.
Very.
Austrian.
I think my greatest memory when we were traveling around was the Salzburg. We went to Andrew, didn't we? And because I love snow, absolutely have always loved snow. And one of the things I was very excited about is, to see snow when I went there and got to Salzburg. And, they said, nah, the snow season is finished. There's not going to be any snow anymore. And I kind of went, well, you know what do? I missed the snow season. And we get up the next day and the whole place was just covered in snow and absolutely something that I wanted to witness. So then we were able to go and, play with snow and make little snowmen and stuff. So that was absolutely beautiful. And the, there's just that something, purity of snow, isn't it? The white, I don't know, it's difficult to explain. It's just so beautiful.
Magical.
That was very nice, yes. So
yeah, interesting.
Best thing about the Europe trip was the snow in Austria, definitely.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I think we've got a couple of people saying thank you very much for the beautiful program, and thank you from Cynthia and Rachel. So it looks like we don't have any questions unless you had something else to add, Ariane and Edward, or
No, again, it's just wonderful. I feel I've learned something tonight. I feel
so much.
yes.
So much. Absolutely.
It's actually just a trick of the attention, if you could identify, if you could just, because the spirit is not obvious, everything else is obvious. So if you can just trick into that place that's not obvious, is very fine. But once you get there, if you practice getting there, then you can get there more often, and then you just go above and watch everything. I had my strongest experience in India, in Vashi. I was 2 weeks there and they cleared my chakras completely. And I had no thoughts anymore. I could think, but it was more like whispering. And then I realized, oh my gosh, my past is gone. So I don't have to feel guilty about anything anymore. So I was completely clear. My body was completely clear. My mind was silent. I had no more guilt. And it lasted a few weeks, but everything comes again. But once you've experienced it once, then you've got it. You know it.
Well, because that becomes your anchor, doesn't it? It's like Shri Mataji says, you put your attention back to that time when you had the greatest experience. So even the first time you got your realization, or that joy that you felt when you could feel the vibrations, and it kind of just comes back, because that's the reality, and that vibrations never go away.
Exactly.
So you just put your attention back there and it all comes back. Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. Yes. Look, Vashi is an amazing. It's a hospital. It's a center in India that we have a few doctors, Sahaja doctors that are resident there, and a lot of people go to have great clearing sessions. Absolutely. Pardon, Andrew? In Mumbai, near Bombay, yes, and absolutely amazing, yes, experience of clearing and deepening your meditation. It is just beautiful.
I was there in 1999 when the founder, Dr. Rai, the old Dr. Rai was there.
Yes,
We had
yes.
nice conversations. He said he saw many miracles when people go there with a strong desire to get to the spirit, that anything can work out. Some others, he said, came on holiday and not much happened. But yeah, when I was there, I just hit the top. I just went right through the roof. And at one time I asked him about alternative medicine or something, and he just looked at me. He didn't understand the question. He said, it's just vibration. He said, it's all vibration. And I understood, yeah, you can't get better than that, you know.
That is an alternative medicine, isn't it?
Yeah. Beyond all the medicine.
It's neither allopathy nor homeopathy nor Eastern or Western medicine. It's a medicine in its own right.
It goes to the root, the cause, goes beyond the cause and everything.
That's right. That's right. Well, shall we wrap up? Because I am very keen to listen to the next to the music and sit a little bit more and enjoy that beautiful meditation we've had and stay in that. So thank you so much, Edward. Thank you, Ariane.
Yeah, thank
Very
you.
nice
Thank
seeing
you.
you again.
Thank you, Rita.
We will meet again. Thank you,
Meet you in
Edward. Have a
Saraswara. Meet you in Saraswara.
great
Vielen
day.
Dank. Auf Wiedersehen.
Bitte sehr. Auf Wiedersehen.
शक्ति मेरी बिनाते सुनिए आदि शक्ति मेरी पूजन का अधिकार दीजिए पूजन का अधिकार दीजिए शरणागत है हृदय पुजारी सुनिए आदि शक्ति में बिनाते सुनिए आदि शक्ति में गुरु चरण की लागे लगाना है गुरु चरण की लागे लगाना है तब